cheat on him.
Why?
Men like women with an excess of plastic surgery.
No, they don't.
We
Who told you?
we prefer natural.
Treating men transactionally will not change how men treat you.
Sure. Except for in those cases where it almost always absolutely will. I'd rather be hard to look at than hard to be around.
Alright, so today I'm reacting to Dating Coach Finally Snaps, Lady J, Hummost Modern Trash Modern Women.
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Alpha Central. I'm your host, Jack, and today we're taking a look at when Lady J finally snaps. But let's jump right in, right after you subscribe, of course.
Disclaimer, this video was made for strictly comedic/artistic purposes. No offense is intended towards any individual featured in this video.
Men, just a reminder, don't ever feel guilty for cheating on your wife.
Oh my goodness.
I beg your fucking pardon?
This person is giving advice now. Oh, goody.
It's her fault for being lazy and not pleasuring you.
No.
I mean, no. That's not an
Exactly.
excuse for cheating. There's never an
Period.
excuse to cheat. If a person is unhappy in a relationship, do the adult thing and just leave the relationship. Have a conversation about it. Don't be that person that tries to make excuses for bad behavior. There is no excuse for being unfaithful to your partner. Whether you're a man
Exactly.
or a woman, there is not one legitimate, reasonable, logical excuse for it. But I gotta say, that person giving advice on anything having to do with monogamous relationships, no, that's something new, isn't it?
Cheating? Always wrong. No exceptions, no excuses, no
Yup.
debate.
How can you be balding and still ghost me?
Well, if we're going to say that a person should act a certain way while dating based
now
on
I
how they
understand
look,
why he did.
then there's a lot of people in for a rough time of it. Because they certainly don't have the personalities to make up for their appearance.
Oh yeah.
The guy may be lacking some hair, but you're giving him some pretty big reasons to keep ghosting you.
Cheat on him.
Why?
If he cheats on you, you cheat on him back. There's no long paragraphs, there's no yelling, there's no crying.
How about just leave them? You know, take the high road instead of...
Go find his dad, his brother, his best friend. I don't care if you have to lie about it. You are going to cheat back.
So then both people will be wrong. Fantastic.
And you're going to make that a stipulation at the beginning of your relationship. You're going to say, if you cheat on me, I just want you to know that I will be cheating on you back, and anybody is fair game.
If a person's entering a relationship and expecting to be cheated on, they probably shouldn't be entering that relationship in the first place.
So if it happens,
I'm starting to think I need a book. I'm starting to think I need to start reading more. Because clearly I'm going crazy. Clearly I'm dumb enough to actually say and listen to this.
which happens way too much, you get to follow through. You're not betraying. You're not betraying. You already set the boundary.
The scary thing is, this type of logic actually works for some.
You look them
What?
dead in the eye when you say, oh, by the way, I slept with this and this because I found out about yours, and you're walking out the door. You're not going back. The
You're
high
just
road,
as
it
bad.
feels good to get revenge.
You're just as bad.
Instead of using your body as a tool for revenge against someone, how about keep your dignity and self-respect intact and
Yup.
just leave the relationship, you know, like an adult?
Cheating back isn't revenge. It's just you proving you're as bad or even worse than them.
Men like women with an excess of plastic surgery.
No, they don't.
We
Who told you
prefer natural and confidence.
that?
Because they get off on the idea that a woman would put herself through anything just to be attractive to men.
That statement sounds like it
Sounds-
actually
yeah.
came from a woman who actually had excess plastic surgery done and was actually
That
trying
really
to find
does.
ways to justify getting so much work done.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with getting cosmetic procedures done as long
Yeah,
as
there's
it
nothing
makes
wrong
you
with
feel
it.
better about
about
yourself.
yourself. Yeah.
That should be the reason why people get work done, not for the approval of others or so that they'll like them more. Because remember, ladies, most men prefer women with natural beauty and the confidence
Yep.
to let that show.
We really do.
No person should be getting cosmetic work done or wear excess makeup because they think other people will like it. That is something that
We really don't like seeing that. Like so much fucking makeup that makes you look unnatural. Fucking plastic surgery done all the damn time. We don't like that. If plastic surgery, no. You know, if it makes you feel better about yourself, go ahead. I don't care.
A person should do for themselves, not for the approval of men or for the approval of other women.
Men don't care about your botched Botox or lip fillers, especially if you're trying to do it to get approval.
Ladies, I just want you to
Right.
know that treating men transactionally will not change how men treat you.
Sure, except for in those cases where it almost always absolutely will, because contrary to popular opinion, most men are actually rather observant and do understand when they're being used.
Yeah.
It will only reveal their extremely
Yep.
transactional nature to you as a woman who has been taught to give your value away for free.
Or, as more likely is the case, the guy actually understands what is going on and how the woman is currently viewing their relationship and is going to treat the woman precisely the way that she is treating him.
Will
Yep.
not only radicalize you, but it's also an excellent vetting strategy and an excellent way to
Stay single. Yes,
Yep.
I said it. Because if you're going to use someone in a relationship in a transactional manner, please do the rest of us a favor and just stay single.
because
Yeah.
you as a woman have been taught to accept the bare minimum and the idea of love and romance in exchange for cold, hard labor. That is what men expect from you every time, I promise.
I wouldn't put much stake in that promise, but then again, I always consider the source.
Yeah.
Being transactional isn't clever, it just proves you have nothing to offer a potential partner.
Do the men that tell women to choose better?
What, are they about to receive thanks for telling some women what they really need to hear?
I want to point something out.
It doesn't sound like it's going to be a thank you message,
Yes,
does
yes.
it?
Those men, the men that say she should have chose better, are typically the same men that women left.
Really?
Really?
It's sadly
Yeah.
predictable, actually, how there are those that will just try to insult others when they say something that might actually indicate that some of the responsibility might fall on them, that they might have to take some personal accountability for the choices that they make in men, for how their relationships did not turn out so well.
Oh yeah.
Shocking, I know.
And if you don't understand what that means, it means you're the guy she left to choose better.
I do understand that it's not that easy to accept criticism, or possibly have to accept that a person might have to take some personal accountability for their own actions in regards to the people they choose to end up in relationships with. And although it does take two for a relationship to often fail,
It does.
each person
It really
does need to take accountability of their own part in it.
Yeah.
If choose
100%.
better feels like an insult, maybe it's because you know it's true.
And I just want the men to know, okay, if you're hard to look at, okay, you can play hard to get.
I'd rather be hard to look at than hard to be around.
I'm not
Yeah,
even
I
around
see
you,
what you
lady,
mean.
and I'm already tired.
Oh, good. Another parade that I get to rain on. Now, watching this, I got the distinct impression that this was meant to be funny. Something that women could bond over in their mutual disdain of men by calling them trash to a catchy little tune. What's wrong with some individuals out there? I mean, they are fully aware, I hope, that they're referring to all men. They didn't distinguish who they were talking about. So these women, who likely have fathers or brothers and possibly even sons, are calling even those men in their lives trash because they don't like the actions of some men. So naturally, all the rest of them have to be trash. But here's something I don't think they thought about. If all men are in fact trash, what does that make the women who actually love those men, who care for them, who support them?
Damn.
They're not being very supportive of other women and their choices, are they?
Damn.
Oh dear, that is unfortunate.
Every time she says men are trash, another guy who ghosted her breathes a sigh of relief.
So gentlemen, if you don't spend copious amounts of money on a woman, they're going to try to shame you into doing so by a couple of different methods. And here's how.
Only guys that don't have money call other men simps
So there's that. And then there's this.
because other men actually are straight and like women and like to please women and cater to women. They feel like if you like women and if you cater to women that you're a simp, but really those guys are just gay.
Right then. So that was a very blatant attempt at emotional manipulation. And it's just my opinion, but the types of ladies that put out those particular statements are not at all interested in having a man who is self-confident, knows himself, and has good self-esteem. No, they are in fact only interested in those types of men that are easily manipulated into getting them to do exactly what they want, which is unfortunately spending large amounts of money on them. So gentlemen, please don't fall for these types of shaming tactics, because at the end of the day, most of the women that put out statements like that are only after your money.
Men stopped yearning. Men don't yearn anymore.
And what exactly are they supposed to be yearning for? Quite frankly, I can't see a lot of men yearning after most modern women, especially taking into consideration how a lot of them act.
Women want. What they want is to be yearned for.
Oh yes, that's all women want, is to be yearned for.
Totally, not for them.
But if
not
we
for
take a
any
look at
money.
social media, a lot of women out there are going to want men to chase them to see who can line up to pay their bills so they won't actually have to do anything on their own.
Why do you think Mr. Darcy is such a sought-after gentleman, sir?
They mean the fictional gentleman that was written by a woman for women. Okay.
Why do you think women are reading these fantasy novels about men who are literally crawling out of their grave to get to her?
Do you think a lot of those women possess the same character traits as the heroines in those novels? Probably not. That's why it's called fiction, fantasy.
That's what women want. It's really not that hard, y'all.
Just a thought, and this might come across a bit harsh, but this goes for men as well as women. In order for someone to be desired, they first have to be desirable.
Yep.
Men stopped yearning because modern women have made relationships more like a battlefield than anything, and it's just not worth it.
It really ain't. A grown man got mad at me when I walked in a door. He was holding open because I didn't say thank you on Women's Day. Bitch, it's called fucking manners. You should learn it sometime. And also, you're not that pretty, so I don't know why you're acting like you're some queen of like some fucking queen that belongs that deserves to be treated like a fucking princess, or like they deserve everything in the world. You're not the fucking Sid the Ice Age distance eyes. Like fucking what the fuck do you mean? You don't even look that good, and that's my opinion. I see more Sid the Sloth, or that other guy, the fucking weird, the guy who keeps trying to chase the acorn at the start of the movies. Like,
see, now a woman with class would actually say thank you to anyone that performed a kindness for them, such as holding a door open. That's called having manners, because contrary to whatever the day of the year it happens to be, no one is obligated to hold the door open for you just because you're a woman.
Ma'am, you don't need a degree to know how to say thank you. It's just basic courtesy, but I guess you wouldn't know anything about that.
See, because I live in a world full of men, that would call the cops on me if I hit them with a frying pan for being stupid when my grandpa would have just went to work. Fucking what? You hit your man with a frying pan because he was being dumb?
Okay, so I do understand that this post was originally meant to be a joke.
Oh.
However, in my understanding of what a joke actually is, they're meant to be, you know, funny. But what exactly is funny about DV? Have we reached a point where it's okay to joke about DV in society?
Yeah, perfect bucket.
Huh, that's unfortunate. But I would like to point out that if this type of post was made about a woman getting hit with a frying pan for acting out in her household, oh my goodness, the internet would be up in arms, wouldn't it?
Oh,
but if it's a man, for some, it's okay to call it a joke and laugh about it. Not even taking into consideration the hundreds, if not thousands, of men that are victims of DV every single year. And sadly, it goes underreported because men often get shamed for being assaulted by a woman.
Oh, yeah.
But yet it's okay to joke about it, right? We need to do better than this. Hot takes. Who likes to see those? Because I found a doozy. So, they're actually trying to perpetuate the not only false, but I would go so far as to say very harmful narrative that misandry isn't real and that it was actually created by men as a way to try to discredit the feminist movement. And then they actually go on to demonstrate that they actually don't know the definition. Misandry. But let's take a look at the actual definition of misandry for a moment, okay?
Please do. Hatred of men.
So misandry means hatred of men. Remember that. Because there are those out there that would try to convince you that you don't know what you're talking about, that that's not what the word means, and that you're actually crazy for believing so. But any person who actually tries to convince you that you're crazy for actually believing in what is reality is actually doing, and I hesitate to say this because it's so often misused, performing the ultimate form of gaslighting. Because many don't want to take accountability for their own actions.
To block you? Okay, you win.
Has the term winning come to mean being absolutely so insufferable that in order to preserve his own well-being and mental health that they had to go so far as to break all contact with someone and actually block them so that they wouldn't have to see their face? Is that what winning means now?
Apparently so.
That's how you know you really got to him.
By got to him, I think they mean scared him.
If he had to block you, okay, you win.
No.
No.
That is actually
You
not
actually
what
lose.
winning looks like. Because I think most of us are aware that guys rarely block. At least not without a very good reason. So likely someone's behavior had escalated to the point where it was, shall we say, erratic? That it was actually the safest thing and best thing for all involved for him to stop all contact and just block her.
He blocked you for peace. Now you're out here celebrating like it's an achievement.
This is
It's
my
not.
petition
It
to
really-
bring back
it's
manly
really
men.
not.
Oh, manly men are in demand again, are they? Let me guess. Someone must have needed something.
Just tell me why I was at the airport yesterday and I asked two grown men to help me put my suitcase up in the overhead bin.
Yep, called it. Because the only time that some of those strong, independent women seem to want manly men around
Is when they are trying to be brats and want things from guys.
is when they find out they can't do something all by themselves.
Yup.
They both said no. One of them was like, if you can't put it up yourself, go check it at the gate.
I feel that's a perfectly valid response. After all, if a woman can't handle her own baggage, why should she try to hand it off to a man to deal with?
I was like, jaw dropped because what's your issue?
There's no issue. They've probably just been listening to what a lot of women out there have been saying, that they don't need or want men for anything.
If I could, I would, but I just can't. I'm 5 feet tall. You think I can barely reach up there. What's your issue? Hello? I don't, what?
Maybe, just maybe, a person should have taken a little more responsibility for their own actions, not taken on more than they're physically capable of handling themselves, and then expect others, specifically men, to do the work for them.
Feminism takes a break the moment something needs lifting. How convenient.
This is the message to all the men. I'm telling you right now, the kind of girl you want to date is the one that hates all men.
Sounds like someone is trying to get a date.
Yep.
Seriously? No guy's lining up to date someone who sees him as the enemy by default.
I'm going to the ATM
Okay, well, I gotta say, the text on the screen has me a bit curious.
because I told my husband I need to go to the ATM, and he was like, "Okay, babe, go now before it gets too
And now I have to throw the whole man.
late."
Oh dear. So for those of you whose hint-taking skills are not quite up to par, do allow me to translate. The woman was hoping that the man would pick up on the hint that she wanted him to go to the ATM as opposed to her.
Fucking tell us. We don't understand hints. We really don't. So if you want something from us, just ask. Okay? Fucking ask. Don't drop hints. Hints are like the worst fucking way to communicate with guys.
And now she's just frustrated that he didn't get it, and now she is going to have to go by herself. So, ladies, just a suggestion. If you are frustrated or disappointed that your man in your life does not understand or pick up on hints, Don't be surprised. Most men don't pick up on hints because most men are used to direct forms of communication. So if you want him to do something, try just saying that. You'd be surprised how well effective communication actually works in a relationship if you actually say what you want as opposed to beating around the bush about it.
He followed your words, not your hidden wish list. That's on you, not him.
Ever noticed that men like to take collective credit for other men's accomplishments?
It's like the word some is almost completely absent from some individuals' vocabularies.
But won't take collective accountability for other men's crimes?
But that doesn't make any sense. Why exactly would the entirety of a population take accountability for the actions that only a minority of that population are actually responsible for?
We should respect and submit to men because a few dead guys invented or built some shit.
Again, the types of men that make such statements such as those are not in the majority. They are in the unfortunate minority of men that do not seem to want to use any logic or reasoning when making such statements. I might also add that from that same pool of minority of men are where the majority of those who make generalizations about women come from. So, do consider the source.
But we shouldn't fear all men, even though the majority of violent crime is committed by men. Make it make sense.
Yes, let's do make it make sense, because unfortunately it seems that some don't understand how statistics work. Because although unfortunately the majority of those acts are committed by...
Hold on, let me see.
Make it...
You telling me you got that big ass forehead, yeah? You can't piece it together yourself?
That does not mean that the majority of men commit those acts.
There is that minority, but you acting like every man's the villain? That's just dumb.
I don't care. I don't care. Okay. I really don't give a fuck.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Men's mental health matters too.
I don't care. Okay. I really don't give a fuck.
Well, that's unfortunate. Because there's certainly a lot of women out there that expect all men to care about all women's issues. But yet when it comes to matters that are actually critical to the male population, there are a lot of women out there that really should stop saying that they have empathy for others, because it's becoming perfectly obvious that they don't.
Basic empathy requires a certain level of emotional intellect, so it makes sense why she doesn't care.
Women do not flirt with men that they like.
So who do women flirt with then? Men that they don't like? No, that can't be right. I'm sure that there's more to this.
When a woman likes you, she's likely to not even look at you.
I can most certainly see how a lot of guys would probably be very confused at this point, hearing that if a woman likes you, she's not even going to look at you, and she's most certainly not going to be flirting with you. It's almost as like they're trying to say that there's no way at all to know if a woman actually likes you.
Men need to stop thinking that just because a woman shows him some sort of attention, that it means that she likes him.
I mean, that's at least somewhat true. Sometimes people just engage in casual conversation. But that really isn't solving the problem that we have here, is it?
If a woman is talking to you a lot, she's probably just very comfortable and thinks that you're easy to get along with.
But of course. But remember, according to the first part of this video, if she's talking to you a lot and paying you some sort of attention, she absolutely is not flirting with you, and it probably doesn't mean that she likes you, because if she likes you, she would be ignoring you. Anyone notice that a lot of these individuals out there that give all of this dating advice aren't actually giving any sort of advice? They're just muddying the waters.
The official guide to modern romance. Like someone, then pretend you don't. Wild.
First tip, stop dating men for their potential, and watch how quickly you'll stop dating men altogether.
Interesting. But on the other hand, if men stopped dating women just for their looks, then there'd be a lot more single women out there.
Yep.
If men stopped caring about looks, I'm pretty sure all dating apps would cease to exist.
My hot take is that girls who hate all men actually make the most loving and loyal partners.
Really? And the best part is they followed it up with this.
But you aren't ready for that conversation.
Oh, I think we're absolutely ready for this conversation. Except I think that there's a lot out there that are not ready to bring logic into this discussion. See, what they're trying to argue is that if a woman, is a misandrist and dislikes all men equally, but yet they find the one person that is the exception to everything that they disdain, then they naturally would be the most loyal and loving partner to that person. How much sense does that make? Because if we were to put it in the opposite perspective, and a man is a misogynist, dislikes all women equally, but yet finds that one woman out there, then by their initial logic, that would mean that he would be the most loyal and loving person to that woman possible. And how much sense does that make? I can't imagine that there'd be a lot of women out there ready and willing to agree with that point, so that initial statement is illogical.
Men only care about your body count because they're jealous.
Somehow, I doubt that.
They're jealous that it's so easy for us to get. They're jealous it's so easy for us to just post a status or make money off our bodies.
No, they're not.
We're really not.
Because a lot of men out there actually have what are called standards when it comes to someone that they choose to be in a relationship with. And a person who has a large body count, well, that can tell you a lot about that person and their decision-making skills.
They actually have to like trick women and put in work and spend money to try to get laid. We don't have to do anything.
Not exactly sure that that's something to be proud of.
These guys are just jealous and they're insecure and they don't like being beat at their own game. And because relationships are usually about power.
What? No, relationships should never be about power. I actually genuinely feel sorry for someone that thinks that.
They don't like that a woman has power that is stronger than his. Like, and it's not a compliment that all these men want to like sleep with a woman.
No, most men just don't like it when someone obviously doesn't have discerning taste and will sleep with almost anyone.
Oh, if you liked yourself, you wouldn't sleep with all these guys.
Ooh, finally got one right.
When they care about your body count, it's because they're jealous. They wish they were you. They wish they could be a woman. They wish they could make money off their bodies. And any guy that cares about your body count, he's not a keeper. Definitely not.
And the same could be said for any woman that doesn't respect a man having standards.
Ladies, men don't care that you can get laid. They care that you do it without having any standards or morals.
You'll never catch me taking a man's side. She douses you in petrol and sets you on fire. Well, what did you do to deserve that? People just don't set people on fire, Mike. Are you sure about that? I've seen. I'm not going to say anything this time.
Troubling, isn't it? But wait, there's more.
Women dream of men leaving us alone. I love taking credit for men's work and claiming it as my own honor and accessory. Bitch. This angry hurts men. It's cruel to inhumaniate. Why do people come into my comments trying to make men more important? I literally do not care about males or their self-made problem. Men complaining about their mental health while only seeing women as objects. No, we do not. I love how every woman making these content will make it seem like every guy is doing it. It's not every guy. The best dating advice, you need to remember that man is stupid. Men belong in cages. Bro, I know damn well your ass ain't talking, bro. You look like you put like fucking lip filler mixed in with plastic surgery. You look more made of plastic than Barbie does. And that says something. Your eyes look so fake that it makes me shocked. Like it looks like you're wearing so much makeup from how shiny your fucking forehead is that it's beyond belief. It looks like you put on 20 makeup palettes just for that. So, unfortunately, I will not be giving birth in this lifetime. This generation of men's lineage needs to end. Predators.
And all of those I happened to find in a span of less than 30 minutes just scrolling through social media as I normally would. And if seeing that didn't give a lot of you some insight and better perspective into how popularized it is becoming to spread not only misandry, but prejudice against men, I don't know what will. And I'm sure there's a lot of you asking, why? Why are those posts continuing to allowed to be put out there on social media? And the simplest answer is because they're popular. They're popular among women and men. They get likes and they get views. I wonder when this is going to stop. Because apparently spreading prejudice and hate is just too popular to quit.
If a guy...
Taking a girl on a walk is not a date.
Okay. Why isn't it?
And I can't believe I even have to say this.
But yet, here we are. So why isn't it a date?
It is low effort. You put zero thought into it.
Based on what? That the guy isn't spending a lot of money? Maybe he just wanted to get to know you.
If I wanted to go on a hot girl walk, I would call one of my girlfriends. You know, like I will go with the girlies.
Okay then, what exactly did you have in mind?
A date is something that you actually have to plan. A date is something that you are investing a certain amount financially into it. It doesn't have to be a ton, but something.
No, a man does not have to invest money into a certain activity in order for it to be considered a date. That's rather materialistic minded of someone.
For example, if you wanted to go on a walk and then have a picnic, right? You have a couple snacks, maybe bring like some music you can listen to. Like, oh, this is a perfect view for a sunset. Like, let's put a little thought into it.
It's really sad that some individuals think that a relationship has to start out by someone spending money.
Even a guy that has no money, like if he wanted to, he would. He will find a way to figure it out. He will find a way to make it special for you.
It's almost like things can be made special and meaningful without money.
If a man is trying to take you on a walk, girl, run. Run. Not toward him. Away.
Just a thought, but if a woman needs a man to spend money on her in order for her to feel special, yeah, the woman's not the one that should be running in the opposite direction.
So it's not a date unless his wallet takes some damage? Got it.
If there were no men in society, what would you be protecting us from?
Well, that's easy. Other women.
Alright, so I want to make this clear that in a video on TikTok, somewhere out there, there's this girl that explains that she was aggressively raped by another woman and that she was thrown into a trash can, and an old man, 72 years old or even older, pulled her out who had a walker. So, yeah, other women for sure.
Next question.
No men? That means no one left to blame when you start turning on each other. You guys made it to the end of the video.
Damn right.